So today I'm going to show you how to remove the wings from an E46. E46s in general are known for wing rust, and this one's been getting worse for about 2 years now. I've been watching it progress, but it's finally come time to take them off and get them refinished. The removal procedure, I believe, is the same for a standard E46 model, despite this being an M3 with the flared wings, so you should be able to follow along. So I've already done the other side. I thought I'd save this one to show you guys. A brief summary of what needs to be done is the car needs to be jacked up, wheel off, arch liner removed, remove the fixings from the top, which are Torx, remove the fixings from either end, and then the wing should come away. The arch line is pretty fiddly, but the real challenge are the bolts that are Torx bolts along the top. They're deceptively challenging to get out. I had to resort to the impact driver on the other side. Let's see if I have to again on this side. Before I go any further, I'm going to stick some penetrating oil on these bolts just to help me along later on. Again, a bit more penetrating oil. Some more. You're going to need an 8mm socket to deal with the 10 fixings that hold in the arch liner. Eight of the bolts are in the wheel arch, 2 of them are under the car. The next thing to deal with is the plastic rivets. There's these 3 push rivets here, and there's 2 more holding the side skirt on. To remove these, you're going to want a fine screwdriver to push the pins in, probably a flathead to pry as well, and maybe even grips to yank them out if you have to. And you should be able to collect the pins from inside so that you can reuse these. Again, you should be able to reuse these too. The next thing to do is to try and remove the clip for the side skirt. You only need to pop one of them off, it's around here, and you can do it just by pulling. So here's where the fun begins. You're going to want to wrestle the arch liner out, and you should be able to do that with a bit of persistence. That's the top bit out. Okay, the liner's out and I even got my 3 push pins back. Revealed a couple more fastenings that we can remove. There's also a bolt deep behind the wing towards the door, which you'll need a very long extension for. There's also one here, and I think that's all of them. Right, they're all 10mm. I'm going to start with the most awkward one because I wasn't sure if I had the tools to do it. I've built myself an interesting extension. I'm a bit short on tools while we're in lockdown, but it does have a 10mm on the end. Let's give it a go. Success. There it is. Now I'm going to quickly move on to taking out the easier ones now. I've shortened the extension for the job. There we go. Last one. Okay, so now all those are out. All that's left to do is take the bolts out the top that are under the bonnet and unclip from here where it connects to the headlight washer panel. Let's lower the car back down a bit just to make that a bit easier. Okay, so now we get to the interesting part. We've got to remove these Torx bolts. if this is anything like the other side, it's going to be very painful. But you need a T30 bit, which is what fits these, and hope for the best. I'm going to start with this one, not for any good reason, just because it looks like easy pickings. Let's see what happens. Bloody hell, it turns. Fantastic. It was easy pickings. Let's see if we'll be lucky and see if we can get the others started the same way. Start with this one. We are in luck on this side. And this one. Right. I cannot believe it. Another one. The last one's hidden just under here. Let's see if we're going to be lucky. For the fifth time. Let's see. Wouldn't that be good? Oh no. And there we go. At least 4 of them came out. No, that one's rounded. That one's rounded like the ones on the other side did. No, it's not having it. It's rounded. I took these out when I did the other side, but just to give yourself a bit more clearance on this 5th bolt, you can pop the strut off by prising this clip off with a screwdriver. Once that's off, it should quite easily move. Use the piece of wood to prop the bonnet up, and that's given me just a little bit more clearance to start tackling this. So the plan now is to cut a slot into the head and use an impact driver to extract it. So I've cracked out the trusty Dremel to cut the slot. There's only just enough room to do this. It's not ideal, but it worked on the other side, so I'll give it a go. Definitely a slot now. Right, now I'm going to try and hammer the bit in just to help it find a home for when I'm actually impact driving. Okay, let's have a go with the impact driver. Cross your fingers. Got it on the ropes. Maybe the Torx bit might actually just help. There it is, the source of all of my problems. Well, I'm pretty pleased with myself for getting that one out. It's typical that it's the one in the most awkward place, but at least I didn't have to do 4 out of 5 like I did on the other side. But anyway, that's the hardest part out of the way with now. So now we just need to lever off the wing, undo the clip which is on this side, and jobs are good. Right, so I'm just going to take this last one out, which is just there so it doesn't drop off. Brilliant. Just like the other side, this one's had some kind of repair in the past as well. It's not held up very well though. So that's the wing off. all I need to do now is stick the wheel back on and put the car back on its feet, and then let it sit until I can work out what to do with these. Hopefully the rust isn't too bad when I clean this strange repair off, and I can repair them better and put them back on with new paint. Otherwise, I'm going to consider fitting the fiberglass wings I've been hoarding for about 2 years.